All right, happy Friday night, everybody. Yes, we're going a little bit early. We're going 30 minutes early tonight. It's okay. Your clock is right. We just have obligations we got to meet on a Friday night. So Raiderland goes early. And when we go early, we're going to go even harder than we normally do on a Friday night. We got score predictions tonight for Texas Tech and Arizona State. Most Texan thing you have done this week. Anything and everything beyond that you want to talk about over the next half hour or so, you jump in right now as we're hanging out in the Arctic Air Studios. Hopefully today is the last day we truly need a blast of Arctic air here in West Texas. Again, over 90 degrees. The cool front's moving in. Fall's moving in. Rain coming in this weekend. Will it impact the game? We'll discuss that with you guys as we go through tonight. I want to get your score predictions. I want to find out the most Texan thing you've done this week. And then whatever questions and comments you got tonight for us here in the Arctic Air Studios, you fire away thanks to United Supermarkets in the chat line, whether you're on Twitter and X, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook. United Supermarkets taking care of that. All the Western wear we wear. Western wear we wear. Food City, 1 money saving mile outside the West Loop. If you're coming in town from out of town for the game, hey, head over to Boot City if you get a few minutes and take advantage of the great savings they've got. I guarantee you, wherever you live, you probably can't get the cool stuff they've got at Boot City. All right, let's do it in 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You started your day there, and you were sounding off on the most Texan thing you've done this week. You were looking at the hot links, and that's what you do. Now, we got you tonight here on the daily broadcast, brought to you in part by the Shropshire Agency in Lubbock, Texas, independent, just like Great West Texas. If you're in West Texas, call Jeff, call the crew at the Shropshire Agency, and find out what they can do for you. Your business, maybe you work on a board like at a church or something like that. You need some insurance. They'll get you taken care of. They're the best in the business. We got you tonight. Get your score predictions rolling in the time we have, and we are here early tonight. So thanks to United Supermarkets, it's easy to do. Just, type it in whatever. So the big question is tonight, as we sit here, what are we, 12 hours? Not 12 hours, half a day out. Which Tech team is going to show up? Are you going to see the Tech team that showed up against ACU and the offense was rolling, the defense was bad? Are you going to see the offense bad, defense bad, Washington State? Or are you going to see defense good, offense good, North Texas? Which team do you think shows up? And the answer for me is it's going to be a combination of all three of those teams that have showed up. So you're going to see a little bit of all of that. Now, this matchup is, I think, very interesting. And I think these two teams kind of mirror each other in what they do. Certainly on offense. Very good run game for Arizona State. A competent running quarterback, but not like a Mateer for Washington State. This is a guy who's going to break it off if you pressure and you cover out, and then he sees an opening, he's going to go. You're not going to see a lot of designed runs. But, Scatabo, the running back, he good, real good. And they're going to commit to the run. Well, what's Texas Tech going to do? They're going to commit to the run with Taj Brooks. Hopefully that the formula is exactly like last week. Commit to the run, play action passing, involve your tight ends, your receivers downfield, and let Morton eat as he goes through the day and has many options. So both teams really kind of want to do the same thing for the most part. Alan says it's 41-34 Arizona State. What do y'all think? If you're getting here right now on X, on Twitter, great. Jump in. United Supermarkets and Market Street. And if you're got invited to a tailgate and you don't know what to do, go to Market Street early tomorrow. Here's what you show up with at a tailgate that everybody's going to love. Ice. Ice, baby. And then just all the prepackaged stuff they have there. Grab that. Stuffed jalapenos and, I don't know, shrimp cocktail. Take a shrimp cocktail. My man Jack coming in there on Twitter X, coming through from Fort Worth. The Tech team that beat North Texas will show up. So get your score prediction. I've got mine. The total is 59.5. Tech, and it's been painted at 3.5 all week. Did it open at 3.5? It's been painted at 3.5. This game has, for the most part, for the pros this week, been a stay away game. And by that you just have not, you didn't see Tuesday and Wednesday, or even Monday, which would be the day before Tuesday. You didn't see anybody at any of the major betting houses come in and try to move this line around. That the pros looked at the line and said, yeah, that's about right. So the early part of the week where you can only get down 3,000, 5,000, whatever, not a lot in Vegas terms, a lot for you. Nobody tried to hammer this line in a direction, which tells me the smart guys think that the line's right. That Tech's probably about 3.5 better, give or take. The total intrigues me, 59.5. One, because we have two factors working here. And indeed, Craig, the talking box is on. We got Facebook, we got Twitter X, we got YouTube, we got everybody. You guys jump in, getting your Tech and Arizona State score predictions. Y'all coming into town? We got people coming into town. Want to hear about it. What are you doing tonight? Where are you going? 3827 Red Raider says, Jack Wiggins. Wreck 'em. So we got a couple of things that I think impinge on the total potentially. And I'm looking at the weather right now, and we're looking at potential rain Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening in West Texas. Right now, it looks like it's going to stay to the northwest during the day, during the game time, from 2:30 to 6:30, 2:30 to 5:30. But it looks like it'll stay up, a little more northwest. So that's one thing, but things can change. Now, how much does rain impact the total? Not near as much as wind. Rain really doesn't affect that much on the total. Wind does. The new configuration of Jones Stadium, the wind has almost been taken completely out of it. It's not a dome by any stretch, but with the south end zone, the saddlebags up there on the north end zone, this ain't Jones Stadium in the 90s, where the wind would come whistling in out of the corners, and it was hell on kickers. Just awful. Swirling winds, crosswinds, you name it. Now, it's a beautiful place to kick in. So wind is where totals go to die. I don't think that's going to affect it tomorrow. So let's say it does rain. Maybe halftime, third quarter, light rain starts to fall. All right. I don't think it's going to happen. I would take a poncho if I'm you guys. I would absolutely take a poncho, clear poncho, no umbrellas, just in case. But let's say it does light rain. I don't think it affects either team's ability to execute what they want to do, which is, again, run game, play action passing, and go from there. So that's not why, and I'm going to give you my prediction here in just a little bit. That's not why I'm leaning towards the under on the total at 59.5. Craig says Arizona State 38, Tech 31. And we got some hardcore Tech fans going with the pitchforks. Buying in on the Sun Devils right now as they make their foray into the Big 12 Conference. So I look at this game and I look at what these two teams do well and how they do it and what they do. I lean slightly to the under, ever so slightly, as you might have heard on the old CBS NFL Today with Jimmy the Greek. They slide under. Not much. Crisco and Tech 38-24. And we're asking tonight which team you believe will show up for Tech. Out of 3 games, you've seen good offense, good defense, North Texas. Halfway good defense, crappy offense, Washington State. And then good offense, bad defense against ACU. So what do you believe tonight as you get ready for this game? You fire away, you get your comments in. Hey, share this with your friends. Tell them we're talking West Texas stuff. By the way, every Friday on the website and here, theraiderland.com, we ask you the most Texan thing you have done this week. What would that be? My week was pretty weak, actually, when I think about it. But I gathered eggs in the early portion of the week several times, and with it being hot and everything, I loudly announced my presence going into the coop and where they roost and lay, and tried to let any snakes in there know I was coming in. I had no ill intentions, but I was coming in, and tried to give them as much of a warning as possible that I was coming in. I mean you no harm. I just want to get 3 or 4 eggs out of here and get done. By the way, we never had more than 4 eggs in a single day during the week. So, yeah, what you gonna do? I don't know how many of you guys gather eggs during the week or have a chicken coop or anything else, but this time of year, yeah, I've walked in there a couple of times and you see things you can't unsee. Run game. Both teams going to run it. It runs clock. That trends to the under, 59.5. Tech at home, different team than Tech on the road for the most part, lately and otherwise. And certainly during the Joey McGuire era, the Texas Tech at home has just kind of banged around and found ways to win. You know, overtime, regulation, doesn't matter. I factor that in. I do. That is now 2 seasons and a couple of games in that they show you that that's kind of what they do. Okay, so I'm going to buy that. First-year coach, Arizona State, doing well, like what he's doing, but still, he's not taking teams on the road. He's not seeing the elephant the way you're going to see it when you roll into Jones Stadium tomorrow. I lean like Texas Tech tomorrow. 32-27. Now, how do you get to 32? Texas Tech is going to have a 2-point conversion at some point. They're going to do it again at home. They're going to do it early. Kenny Perry's got stuff dialed up on that Jalen Conyers 2-point conversion that we saw against ACU, that there's a back end to that play. And I think Joey McGuire, being the riverboat gambler that he is, and we have to say riverboat gambler, that, you can't just be a gambler, and there are no riverboats in West Texas. But Joey McGuire, being the guy that he is, I truly think one of the first 2 scores tomorrow, Texas Tech is going to go for 2. And I think they're going to get it because I've liked what I've seen with some of the short yardage stuff. The full house backfield, 4th and 1 at the 21 last week. You can run that inside, certainly for an extra point. But I think that they are going to try to get, and I think they will, Arizona State on their heels after the first or second score, and they're going to go for 2. So that's how you end up on a 32. 27, easy to get there. You give us your scores, I give you mine. We're going to hang out tonight as long as we can. We got places to be, things to do. It's a Friday night, but I'm here for you. Now I want your predictions, your thoughts, your scores. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitter X, if you're watching on Facebook Live, jump in. Thanks to United Supermarkets. Fire away. That most Texan thing you've done. Maybe you just want to talk about Shohei Ohtani. Was that the greatest game ever played offensively? Major League Baseball history. 3 jacks. A couple of stolen bases. He's in the 50-50 club. He's in like the 51-50-something club. So you tell us. We got time? We can make it happen. If you're going out to high school games tonight, would love to hear about that, where you might be taking in some of the high school festivities. My hometown team taking on the Olton Mustangs. So you have a battle of two teams in West Texas that can both claim former all-district players by the last name of Hyatt. That doesn't happen very often. In fact, research tells me this may be the first time in the history of West Texas high school football that you've got two schools squaring off that can both claim former all-district players with the last name of Hyatt. Olton and Ropes, maybe the surprising Ropes Eagles. After a 3-0 start. Getting going over my shoulder. Are the lights on yet? I mean, literally outside of my office. If I look right, I can see it. I don't think they're on just yet. Got to save the money. You know, it's tough this time of year. Chris going Tech 38-24. I think we had Craig's 38-31 Arizona State. So kind of split right now. And I would expect that. Intelligent audience. Early season. But I can see that. But I haven't seen anything at Arizona State today, or to date, pardon me, that just automatically makes me say, yeah, Tech can't beat them. And I do factor in a lot Tech just being at home with Joe McGuire. That's been a big deal. They look vastly different at home. I don't know why. I don't think Joe McGuire truly knows why. I think if he, you pressed him, he'd say, we try to do the same thing at home that we do on the road, other than just, be in a different place. Sometimes it just works out that way. Now, if we do get weather tomorrow, revise the score down from 32-27 Tech to about 27-21 Tech. That I think both teams will go heavy run. And I don't know. I ain't no meteorologist. It seems like everything is indicating it's going to stay to the northwest during most of the day. I'm still telling you, take a poncho because you can't have an umbrella. They'll arrest you. You can't do that. We used to be a proper society. We used to be able to take umbrellas into the games. The horse used to run around the whole field. It used to be wonderful. Now you can't do that. We got into the whole horse running around the field last night on Twitter, X, at Ryan Hyatt Media. I still submit and say, tell people a big-ass black horse is going to come running through here real fast, and you've signed a waiver, by the way, to be on the field in the first place. You should get out of the way. Otherwise, you might get run over and you can't sue. I think if you do that, people will get out of the way. And I've acquiesced to the idea that the horse can only run one time fully around the field. And that's the beginning of the game. All right? Leads the team onto the field. You loop around. I know the sideline. I get all that crap. We can get people out of the way. All right? Can't put forks in the microwave, but we can get people out of the way. We can do it one time. Well, I'll say this, man. Centennial champion last week, leading the team on the field, that horse looked skittish and unsteady. And I've got people that swear to me that they've changed horses. I don't believe it. But that horse looked unsteady. I didn't like anything about that horse looked leading the team out on the field. DSS Tech will cover the spread. 3.5 right now. I've got it at 32-27. So 3-5. I got them covering. It's going to be tight. Allen, if there's weather, I say 27-20 Arizona State. Knocking it down just a little bit. All right, you got a few more minutes. We're not going long. We're not going late tonight. As I said, we have things to do. So you get a few more scores in. We will be with you tomorrow after the game. Raiderland Rewind, brought to you by Thacker Jewelry in Lubbock, Texas. West Texas Originals. So fret not on that. If Colorado can let a buffalo run on the field, then Tech can let a horse run wild at the Jones. I've said it for years. Well, I mean, not completely like that, but yeah. It's not hard to do. It's just, you just have to commit to doing it. Like I said, nobody gets on the field anymore without signing a waiver, basically saying, yeah, I don't hold Tech to anything. If weird crap happens, get them the hell out of the way. Run it one time. You can do it. Let's see. Wreck 'em on YouTube. Finally made a live and only a couple of minutes left. Well, glad you finally made a live. What do you want to talk about, Wreck 'em? We're glad you're with us on YouTube. Glad you're here. I can't see your picture completely there on the profile. It looks like some sort of lightning strike, or maybe the album cover from what was it? The movie Flash Gordon or something with Queen. Can't tell. All right, so you're in. You have our attention. I mean, if I got people coming in like Rackham who finally make it live and only a couple, I'm not going to bail out just yet. I want to know. I want to know what you're thinking. Give me your score. Give me your prediction. All of that wonderful stuff. You do it. Lightning strike I took by O'Reilly's on 34th and Quaker. Oh. Shit. Lightning. Very cool. I've tried over the years to get really good lightning picks out here where I live, and every now and then you get lucky and stuff and everything, but it's really hard to do. So we congratulate you on that. Yeah, hold on to that. O'Reilly's on 34th and Quaker. Oh, I forgot you were there. Yeah. Score predictions, most Texan Thing, anything else. I reckon got it very close with my pick last week, 56-21, going with 37-24 Tech. I like the odd numbers and everything else thrown in there, and that's great. Still seems a little high scoring for me, but knock yourself out. Craig, most Texan Thing I'll do this week is going to a country music concert in Lovington. Loving man, you've been called. Lovington, New Mexico tomorrow. Who's playing? You don't just throw that out there and then just say, hey, whatever. You know, give me something. Who's playing? Lovington, New Mexico. What is this, like Brian Urlacher Fest or something? Hold on. Are we talking like Joe King Carrasco? Like the pride of Perryton, Texas? Joe freaking King Carrasco? Like I wanna bang on my drum all day? Joe King? Tell me no. Tell me no. I'd pay $5 right now. Sammy on YouTube. 28-21 Tech. All right. There you go. Yours is probably better than mine. 32-27. Thing I like about Sammy, look at that. His avatar, whatever you want to call it, just an S. I'm Sammy S. Timbo going 42-30 Tech. I think that's too high scoring. I really do. Hold on. Joe King. No, he sings Drinking Doubles. This is me. So not like I'm drinking doubles. She's acting single. That's Gary. Not Joe King. We may have two different people in mind here, Craig. She's acting single and I'm drinking doubles. Gary Stewart. Taj Brooks, 15 for $152 and 2 touchdowns. What do you think he is? Come on, Byron Hanspard? No, it's going to be Taj will be about 21 carries, 21 for $130 and a touchdown. I mean, he is the working man's Wall Street. He is the just grind it out. He's okay. I was thinking about this earlier. Hank Aaron, your all-time home run leader, who didn't use steroids, he never hit 50 home runs in a single season. He just grinded out for 20 years, hitting 40 home runs every year. Must be a young guy if it ain't Joe King Carrasco. Yeah, send me the song. That's cool. Uh, Taj Brooks is the Hank Aaron of running backs. He just grinds it out, gives you the yardage, makes it work. Nothing flashy. Now look at here. I've got one of the media guides. It has the top rushing games. Hey, we can play this for about 5 minutes here. You guys are on. Share it if you want to. None of this has changed over the last couple of years. Who do you think has the most yards rushing in a single game? Texas Tech all time. Jack Wiggins, most Texan thing I did this week, took money in golf from an Arkansas guy. Good for you. Most rushing yards single game. Which running back all time Tech? I've got a point to this, and it's kind of the whole Hank Aaron thing that Brooks not going to be high up on this list on single game stuff, but he's going to be high on all time season yardage and everything else. So I look at the one, two, three, four, five top five guys in the top 10, five different guys in the top 10, and really another six if you want to go 11. And I always forget about this game, but I shouldn't. So most yardage in a single game rushing. Who do you think has that for Texas Tech? Right? Send me the song on Messenger. I appreciate that. I'll look for that later on tonight. And hopefully it's a good song. Literally like 4 minutes left. We're going to play some trivia. We're going to play some, just putting into perspective what Brooks has done, that he's not on any of these lists right now. Single game, James Gray versus SMU. He had a great 4-touchdown day against SMU in 1989. No, it is Hanspard. And Hanspard reeled off 287 against Baylor in 96. And I think that was at Texas Stadium. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was at Texas Stadium. James Gray's single best was 280, the bowl record in the All-American Bowl against Duke in 1989. So we drop down. I'm just going to give you some of the different names. James Hadnot, New Mexico, 78, 268. The greatest tight end in Texas Tech history. They moved him to running back. After that, little Ricky Williams, UTEP, 98, 251. I don't remember a thing about that game. Don't remember a thing about that game with him ripping off 251. He did it against Fresno State again in 98, same year. I remember that game, 244. James Gray, Arizona, 89, which was announcing with authority that 89 team, 234. And then Sean Williams. By the way, the SMU game in 89, 232. Who had that? Who was SMU on that? Anyhow. And then finally, Sean Williams, Colorado, 99, 230. Most likely, how the hell did Walter Schlinkman run for 206 yards against Creighton in 1942? He was a fullback. CJ, we had to go early. I put it out there on Twitter. I advertised it. I told everybody we had to go early. Joe King still plays my neighborhood Cajun restaurant. That's awesome. That's fantastic. My point about this is that whether he ends up getting the single season rushing record or not, Taj Brooks has done it not with massive 200-yard games, but just rolling out every day and getting you a $130, a $125, a $180, and doing it after contact. He is the toughest runner I've seen in my years covering Texas Tech, And even if we want to go pre-covering Texas Tech, watching Texas Tech firsthand into the 70s. So we can go back over 50 years if you want to, doing what I do. Nobody's run harder. Nobody's run tougher. And I'm rooting for him to get the career rushing record, because if he does, it's a tribute to just showing up every freaking day and doing your job. It's unbelievable. Really is. That's why I was going through those, top rushing games. He's not going to dot that. All right, I got 32-27. I'm going to stand by that. The rain stays away until after the game tomorrow, probably around 7 or 8 tomorrow night. So if you're going out tomorrow night, keep that in mind if you're coming into town. Jan, happy birthday belated. A couple of days ago, Tech 41-34. I think you're a little high on the total there. I still like it a little lower. I think both teams are going to run the ball, try to control clock, try to dictate, to the defense what they're going to do with the run game. So I got 32-27. CJ 45-21 Red Raiders. By the way, everybody, wish Jan happy birthday. Jan's one of the greatest Texas Tech fans I've had the privilege and pleasure of meeting over the years, and I've met a few. And there ain't nobody more diehard, and there ain't nobody nicer, and just kind freaking hearted than Jan. And she just had another birthday. She's 39, and we wish her well. And it's awesome to have her on the show tonight. Hey, look, I gotta go. We got stuff we got to do tonight. Raiderland Rewind tomorrow after the game, roughly about 30 minutes after. Look for us at your local tailgate. If you're out and about tonight, be safe, have fun. Everybody be well. Can't wait. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys taking a little bit of your time every day, hanging out with us here, reading what we do, theraiderland.com. When you share it with people, that means so much to me and our sponsors. We don't do anything without the sponsors. So thanks to the Shropshire Agency here in Lubbock, United Supermarkets, Boot City, Arctic Air in the studios, and all of our other great sponsors. But if you ever want to do anything for me that don't cost nothing, share this on social media, share it on your Facebook, share it wherever you can, invite people in. Don't cost a thing, and that means so much to us and what we do here. And again, our sponsors. And I don't ever want to put anything behind a paywall. And we sit here tonight, and I'm telling you, it'll be over my semi-dead body that we ever do anything behind a paywall because we have great sponsors, and you guys take care of them. All right, we're out of here. Have fun. See you tomorrow. Oh, crap, I got to hit another thing. Keep doing your thing, man. See you after the game. I will. Thanks. I got to hit another button. It's so hard to